Hey everyone, Tommy here at Outrider USA. Got a special machine to share with you today. Typically we don't make real in-depth videos for used machines that we get in, but this one is really special, and we thought it was really worth giving you some more information on it. This is a 2015 Outrider Alpha Streamline. So when this machine was made, we called it the Alpha, and then later on we developed our full suspension bikes, and we developed the new full suspension Alpha. So the new machines that we build that are similar to this are called transitions, but in this machine's era it was the Alpha because it was the best of what we had. But what's especially special about this machine is that it's the Streamline variation, and we only made a handful of these machines, and of those handful, this was the second to last one that was built. It actually went to a customer in Canada. That customer offered it up for resale after about 4 or 5 years of owning it, and when we got it in, we totally overhauled it as far as all the guts of the machine went. We put our latest and greatest battery cells in it. So now it's got a brand new battery pack. The chassis only has 707 miles on it, so it's already a very low mileage machine, but we wanted to go ahead and put the latest packs in the bike. But the really amazing thing about the Alpha Streamline is that it weighs 99 pounds, which is just absolutely unbelievable because it puts out over 4,000 watts of power, and it has over 2,200 watt hours in its lithium battery pack. So it's a battery pack that is about 4 times the size of the average electric bike battery pack, and also a motor that is about 6 times as powerful as the average electric bike motor. But all of this comes in a super efficient package, so it's not some behemoth with those kind of range specs and power specs. It's actually only 99 pounds. It's very compact, super efficient. The motor is 94% efficient, so that means that on a typical ride you can see over 100 miles of range on this bike, well over 100 miles at 20 miles an hour of riding speed average. When you get to 25 miles an hour, it's getting right around that 100-mile mark, but this actually tops out at 40 miles an hour. On top of that, it's got these very innovative Schlumpf cranks on it. We offer these on a lot of our newer machines. This one has an especially large chain ring, so you can easily pedal along at speeds of up to 40 miles an hour or more. And then on the rear end, the shifting on the back of the bike, it has a roll-off hub, which many of you may know the roll-off is notorious for being bulletproof for touring, super robust. But the advantage of the roll-off is it's an internally geared hub, much like our Shimano Alphine hubs that we now use. But instead of an 11-speed, it's actually a 14-speed. So you get a really wide range of ratios with nice small steps between each gear, and there's no electronics to it. It's purely mechanical. Really smooth actuation of the 14-speed here on their grip shifter. It's just really nice to use, really robust, and you can shift it through all of the gears when you're at a complete stop. It's just a wonderful rear internally geared hub. So we love that about this rig. Also, if that wasn't enough, it's got the Industry 9 wheels, which are made right here in Asheville, North Carolina. What's special about the i9s is that while a typical wheel uses a steel spoke with a J-bend right there at the hub interface, that J-bend is prone to breaking there on the J, and it's also not as stiff and strong as a straight pull spoke. These straight pull spokes pull, as you guessed it, straight from the hub up to the rim, and so that allows that tension to be nice and consistent. Really strong, laterally stiff wheel, which is great for trikes. And the spokes themselves are actually aluminum, and that's really cool because you can get a much lighter wheel set, and also you can get just about any color you want. These in particular are these teal hubs or turquoise hubs and the black spokes. Also, this has instead of mechanical disc brakes, which were common on this era of machines, this has 180 millimeter or 7-inch hydraulic Shimano disc brakes. So the great thing about hydraulics is they're self-adjusting, so you don't have to keep up with adjusting your brakes as your pads wear. The hydraulics will do that automatically. And also, you can truly pull these brakes with just your pinky finger and get all the power you'd ever need with just pulling with your pinky. So if anybody has reduced hand function or just wants that super nice high performance brake, this Shimano hydraulic brakes are the way to go. These are actually the Shimano Dior hydraulics on this rig. So from there, that's the kind of that's like the general overview of the upgrades this machine has that are really special. It also has a 900 lumen hardwired LED headlight, so anytime you turn the key on, that headlight, super bright, runs off the battery pack, and you don't have to worry about a separate battery to keep up with. Also on the rear, we've got the 4-foot LED whip, super flexible, and it has 360-degree visibility. So, you know, if you're riding in traffic or you're in parking lots or wherever you are, you can be seen from all angles, even in the daylight. And then at night, it looks like it looks like some kind of spaceship. It's really, really cool. But what I think is the most wonderful thing about this machine is the riding experience. And of course, we can't communicate that to you just verbally. You really have to experience it to believe it. But this machine is so smooth. It's so responsive, it's very powerful and very light, so just a little blip of the throttle and you're off. And on top of that, it's very stable. So if you're cornering, you're on mountain twisties and you're really hammering it with the throttle, you can know that you're going to be stable in all weather conditions on this machine. So it's great if you're in a place where you're getting snow, you're getting ice, you get a lot of rain, you ride on slippery paths. Super stable for the safety element, but also just super fun because you can carry a lot more speed through the corners. Also, it's a machine that you can spend the whole day on with the seating position. It's very ergonomic and comfortable, and that also this seating position helps with your aerodynamics, which will extend your range. Sorry about the extra noise. We got some buses turning around here, but that's generally the overview of this machine. Wanted to give you a little bit more detail on it. Again, normally we don't go into this much depth with used machines that come through, but we did do a full overhaul on this one and wanted to share with you how special this machine is. So if you've been waiting for an early generation alpha, or call it transition, with the high power Astro American made mid-drive motor and our largest fully loaded battery pack for over 100 miles of range, this machine is as good as it gets. I think we might have built 2 other machines to this exact spec with the roll-off, with the i9s, with the hydraulic brakes, and I'm pretty sure those owners aren't letting go of them. So if you're looking for something like this, really encourage you to consider this one. It's a good price, about $4,000 off of the retail value that it originally sold for, and there's only 700 miles that have gone by on this rig. So other than that, it has a better pack than it came with from the factory. We have upgraded it to our new packs that have automatic cell management, so there's no handheld battery balancers you have to use with this like you did with the early bikes. This is all automatic, built in, super easy. And the charger that comes with this rig is a 1100 watt charger, super powerful. The average electric bike charger is about a quarter of that, 250 watts. So that means you can recharge this pack from 0 in just 2 hours. So you can ride it 100 miles on the road. You can stop to eat a meal, and by the time you're done, you're ready to go another 100 miles. So you can really cover some serious distance in this machine, and that's what we designed this for, was for the long haul, for guys that wanted to go across the state, across the country, do big multi-day trips, or they just wanted to do weekend trips that They didn't want to have to worry about where they were going to be able to charge. It charges on a normal 110 volt outlet. You don't have to find any special electric vehicle chargers. It'll plug into any old household outlet. So that's a huge advantage to this rig. So if you have any questions about it, please let us know. Best thing to do is email us at info@outriderusa.com. The first person to put a deposit down on this machine gets it, and it's 25% deposit down minimum, so around $2,500 for this, to go ahead and claim it and get your name on it, and then we'll get everything ready for you, get it tuned up to your spec and what you want with it, and then it will ship right to your front door. So if you have any questions, let us know. Again, this is a 2015 Outrider Alpha Streamline. This is a 422, so it's got the 4,000 watt motor and the 2.2 kilowatt hour battery pack. L series, so that means it's got the leg power system on it, so you can pedal it and use electric together at the same time. Okay, so one of the cool things about the roll-off that I wanted to show you is the low end gear ratio. So in first gear in the roll-off, even when you're going up a super steep hill, you're pedaling at a nice comfortable cadence because that first gear is really low. So if you're in an area where you're doing a lot of steep climbing at low speed, the roll-off is the perfect rear end internally geared hub for that, because its first gear is much lower than the Alphine's first. Fourth gear on the roll-off is equivalent roughly to the Alphine's first gear. So the roll-off, you've still got 3 more gears below that you can go to get even a lower low. So that's one of the things that's great about the roll-off. Also, with this rig, one thing that is different than most of the bikes is that it actually comes with a USB port back here right on the rear end. So you've got a twin USB port there, so you can charge your cell phone, a tablet, anything that you might want to charge that charges with USB on the road. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but if you're touring on the bike and you're only stopping to charge and get a bite to eat, it becomes a real pain to have to get all of your USB powered stuff and plug it in to the gas station or the restaurant or wherever you're stopping. With this, you can just run a cord down, throw it in your bag, and you're good to go, and you don't have to worry about it. Another item I wanted to show you with the bike is the sound. We'll probably capture it in other parts of the video, and you'll kind of be able to hear it, but we're in a pretty quiet environment here right now, so I want to shoot over there and give you guys just a little clip of the sound. All right. So we can try and cut it there, but. All right, so one of the things about the Outriders that these are notorious for is they have a beautiful sound that is different than any other electric bike out there. And the reason for that is the Outriders use an extremely high RPM electric motor, and that RPM is what creates that unique sound. Most electric motors will spin around 5,000 RPM or so, but our motors will spin over 10,000 RPM, some as high as 15,000 RPM. So that high RPM is what creates that beautiful sound, much like an Indy car. So I want to go ahead and let you guys get a little taste of the sound from this early 2015 Alpha.